What's going on, guys? My name is Hussein, and this course is one of the courses that I am really proud of building. And Introduction to Database Engineering, this particular course, is is a course that I wish I had 15 years ago, and that's how I actually built it. I built this course in a way it's like, okay, if I am new, if I'm just starting out my career, or I know a thing or two about databases, I know SQL, I know very basic things. I studied in the university and college, and I want to know like what is out there, what is people doing in the professional world. I wish I had a course or a book that kind of touched upon this concept, and that's exactly what I did. So I built this course not as a practical, hands-on, kind of boring, dull course that you have to follow, right? It is it tastes different sectors in database engineering, and I believe these are seven or six parts of database engineering that anyone who wants to dive deep into database engineering should know. Now, what are you going to learn in this course? You're going to learn the basics of databases, like anything that database engineers should know, you will know. Like, what is ACID, right? Atomicity, consistency, and isolation and durability. Very detailed. I'm gonna show some examples, obviously, and then you're gonna learn about indexing. You're gonna learn about concurrency control on databases. You're gonna learn about partitioning. You're gonna learn about sharding. You're gonna learn about uh, deep indexing ideas as well. And I go into a little bit of touch about advanced concepts. And I go through how do you actually apply these concepts in real world. So I will actually do a system, a database system design with you guys, and then just walk you through exactly how I think through things, and then design a database system for a given problem. So that is very interesting, right? Because you now put the skills that you learn into use into this course, essentially. I will also discuss database engines, the concept of database engines, and how does it differ from a database system, right? And how this is really critical to think about when you actually design an app that consumes. The nature of the app actually matter, because that will uh, infer your decision to pick a database over another. I go through that a little bit as well. So that is really interesting stuff to me, especially, right? And then the final part, I have a special section with a little bit of advanced topics to discussion. Not necessarily advanced, just things that I think that just open discussions. Uh, Whether we should use Quick in databases or not, or Quick the protocol, whether we should how often should you implement your own Bloom filter versus relying on the one that is on the database, and things like that. I think they're very things that just pique your curiosity. So, guys, if you decided to go this course, I really appreciate it. And what you're gonna learn is 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 the ability. Not You're not gonna learn at Postgres or MySQL. I have to be honest with you, because these are very easy to pick up. You're gonna learn the system, you're gonna learn the abstractions, and the fundamentals, essentially, and first principles. And then I think once you're finished with this course, you will start asking your own questions. Okay, I have this application or this backend application. In order to build it, oh, I need this kind of database. Oh, I need this concept. Oh, I need indexing. I need partitioning. I don't think I need sharding because it's a little bit of overkill. You'll start automatically asking these questions, because they will come to your radar, essentially. And the way I explain things, and you know me from my YouTube channel, is always like I try to ask the same thing to myself. Like, how do I start with these things? Like, there's so much out there. So I lay them down into a progressive manner. It's like, okay, start with this, learn this, learn this, learn this. And when I say learn, you don't have to be expert in it. Just know why does it exist. I always ask this question in every video that I make. Why does a technology exist? And I try to my best to answer these questions in the entire 9 sections in this. The course is around 6 hours, I believe. Yeah, 6 hours, or even I think a little bit more than that. So there's a lot of content. So take your time, take your pace. This is not something you want to finish and get over with. This is something just like a dictionary, all right, or something you want to go back to and this is why I learn about this. Oh, this learn about this. So you can jump freely through sections, right? The course is. I had to apologize. This course is a little bit for intermediate to advanced students. If you don't know anything about databases, I think you're gonna be a little bit lost. But if you know a little bit about what a database is, how to do a little bit SQL, because I don't explain SQL, because there are many other courses way better than I do explain these courses, right? SQL and stuff like that. So I don't teach you like these practical skills. I teach you like how to apply to your thinking and design your systems to the creatives, essentially the creative of system design, and how to apply these things. So yeah, so it's going to be an intermediate to advanced. So just pay that in mind when you start this course, and I hope you really enjoy it. I'm going to see you in the next one. Thank you so much, guys. Hey guys, quick update to my introduction to database engineering course. I have added ton of new content to this course. I have added a new section explicitly discussing database replication. I have added new and advanced indexing techniques, column indexing, key versus non-key indexing, and finally I added a whole new set of around an hour worth of database replication with practice. All of these have actual examples using Postgres. Enjoy.
Hey, what is going on, guys? It is really absolutely amazing how this course became so popular, and you guys love it, absolutely love it. Thank you so much for the great ratings. I appreciate every single one of you. And so I decided to invest more into adding more content to this course and reorganize the sections. And I just want to go through some of the stuff that I've been adding. Every month I have to add a few more content, and really it's been amazing experience. You guys ask fantastic questions which essentially lead to more content to the course, and then the course is growing. I know it's at 14 hours right now. Obviously you cannot finish it in one sitting. You have to take it slowly, digest it and read it through, get ideas, ask questions, which will lead to discussions. It's beautiful, really beautiful. Let's go through the stuff that I recently added. Here's the course content. I created the first section is basically all the courses updates. The last update I made, just physically updating you guys, making a video about it, was October 2020, but every month after that I kept adding more content without explicitly making videos about them. I essentially tweet about it and talk about it on my YouTube channel, but essentially it's been I'm gonna add a new video here too. This is for April 2021. ACID, I created this specific section for all the ACID videos, you know, just because this is a very interesting topic, right? The idea of having atomicity, consistency, and isolation and durability. I believe every engineer should understand this. So that's why I started adding more content to this, examples, and even more stuff coming that fits into this section. So I believe it deserves its own section there. Database indexing, man, my god, I've been adding more and more content to this, and exclusive content, and I have videos coming here with Postgres Explain and so much other stuff as well. So database indexing, definitely keep a watch for this. I'll keep adding more content, and you guys have been asking me to make more content in the database indexing space. So it's really huge. Partitioning, obviously another underrated feature of the DBMS. We don't talk about partitioning, we talk about sharding a lot. Partitioning is as important, as powerful of a concept. I've been adding content to that. Database sharding, Obviously, this is the more mainstream and buzzword that we hear over there. So I just try to demystify it. Whatever you're gonna learn here as essentially, I don't use tools or anything like that. I try to build it from scratch so you have full understanding of what sharding really means, and that's basically the key here, really. Concurrency control, locks, the idea of deadlocks, two-phase locking, how two transactions are concurrently trying to execute things, isolation, the concept of isolation. Database replication, another also underrated feature, where you have a kind of a master primary database and you have other replicas that can take these reads, right, and then you can hit them directly. Very, very powerful concept for horizontal scalability. A lot of people say, hey, relational database doesn't scale. That is absolutely wrong. You can scale them, right? You can do all these kind of things before jumping to other database systems. You gotta solve, you have a lot of tools to solve your problem. You don't have to move to another database. Obviously, I am planning to make videos for NoSQL, graph databases. I don't think it fits into this course. It's probably going to be another course. But I want to give the relational databases its essentially its justice, because it's not given this justice. A lot of videos from YouTube, I think free, available here, ad free for you, like system designs that I've been doing on my YouTube channel. This is available for you here to watch, ad free. Obviously, I went through a Twitter system design, a short URL system design. It's all available here. I'm planning to make more exclusive content for the course right here. Introduction to database engines, B3 engines, LSM3 engines. I know, guys, you asked me to make specific videos for this. These are upcoming, so watch out for that. But essentially, the engines, the database engines, are so powerful. This is the underlining cogs that executes anything that above the database. It's very, very critical to understand these, and you will appreciate what the database does when you actually do this. Obviously, go through demo. Database cursors, another underrated feature. We don't talk about this stuff. Stateful versus stateless cursors, client server side cursor versus server side cursor. What is the benefits of both? When should I use this over the other? I give examples with Python here. Database security, again, another very powerful feature. Like, what does it mean for the database to be secure? Really, what does it mean? So we try to demystify some of the stuff here. This is you will not find anything about this anywhere. This is technically really exclusive. Homomorphic encryption. This is a very fresh concept. Let's go through the problem first. The problem is when you store data into database, it's most of the time it's plain text. You never store encrypted data, right? In your besides password, I'm talking, right? Like profile, user, customer data, it's all plain text and decrypted, right? So that means if your database is leaked, everybody got all your information. Homomorphic encryption allows you to store the database encrypted and don't even have the key. Let the key belong to the user self. You don't really store the key because that's just pointless, right? If you store the key in the database, that's just pointless. Database homomorphic encryption is technology that's being researched now to allow you to perform database searches or operations on encrypted data without actually looking. It's mind-boggling. Take a look at this. This is beautiful stuff. I use it, and there's examples and stuff like that. It's at its infancy now, and there's obviously various database discussions. I try to pull whatever useful stuff here. Discussion between Postgres, MySQL, distributed transactions, and discussions that is like if you're willing to go far and beyond, and we have a discussion right here, we can have these discussions, right? It's like, how do you store, how does that what kind of protocols becomes really beneficial if I store if I use it in my database and all other stuff. Guys, keep up the good work. Thank you so much, appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for checking out this course, and make sure to rate the course if you like it, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. You guys stay awesome. Goodbye. Hello.
Hey guys, it's been a while since we did a course update, actually. I mean, the last one I did, I think, was in April 2021. That was like around, yeah, that was like what, 8 months ago? Lots have changed in the introduction to database engineering. And the first thing that changed actually was the title of the course. There was some misconception that this course is actually an introduction, which is maybe it started this way, but it no longer is. It's no longer the word introduction kind of gave the idea that this course was for beginners, which really isn't. If you don't know anything about database engineering, this course is really not for you. You should really take a beginning course, understand how to write SQL, how to connect to a database, how to model your basic database. This course actually teaches you the fundamentals of database engineering, which is a little bit, it doesn't mean it's an introductory course. Does that make sense? Because when you actually go into the work environment and you work with databases, most of the time you don't understand how databases work. You just, hey, I executed a SQL and it gave me the result, but you don't know how it works, right? You might think you do, but you really don't. Especially when you're really young and you don't know really how things work behind the scenes. That after the fact that you actually know how to talk to a database, how to build a simple table, build a simple app and talk to a database, retrieve some result, display it, then I think this course is for you. At least know the basics and the basics of programming with databases. Then this course becomes for you, because now then it becomes this pivot that teaches you how to appreciate how databases work, how they actually work under the hood. And when you do that, you will look at your code completely differently. Any query that you write, you're going to ask questions you never thought of asking before, because now you understand how things work, right? So that was the first thing that changed in this course, fundamentals of database engineering. And now we're reaching 40,000 students. Thank you so much for the support. I'm glad most of you like this course, right? And I understand it's not for everyone, obviously, but for those who actually gets benefit of it, I'm really happy that this course actually is beneficial for you. So once you understand these fundamentals, you can see the different sections that kind of cement this idea that, okay, there's one layer that I need to peel, and there's one other layer that I need to peel. So you start with the database internals, understand what the page is, understand what a rows is, understand what a document is. Yeah, I don't talk as much about NoSQL databases, but by the end of the course, you will actually know how databases work, because nothing is magic. NoSQL is just a name, right, that represents certain workloads of a database. So the fundamentals didn't change. We still need to store data. We still need to plan how to retrieve the data. We still need to understand how to store it and how to retrieve it in an efficient manner. Graph databases, NoSQL databases, relation databases, it's all, at the end of the day, is just implementation details. And that's what the course teaches you here. So yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing is really, I thought it was very important to add a new section that's called Understanding the Database Internals. Because I made a lot of assumptions that most students didn't know, like what is a page and how does a row stored in a page, and how does a disk I/O actually fetches the page from the disk, and how are things stored on disk. These are a lot of assumptions that I made previously that I thought people will understand, but it was wrong for me to basically make those assumptions. So I made a new sections that I kind of added it to the beginning, a very, very beginning, right after the asset section. And this is like the understanding the database internals. And I think really you should watch those before going into the sharding and partitioning and B trees and B plus trees and the homomorphic encryption databases and indexing and kind of indexes is like composite, all that stuff. You need to understand how things actually work, and you're gonna have a lot of questions, which take us to the next point, next update of the course. You guys ask fantastic questions. Most of the students that is in the course, watch things, but they don't take it for granted. They say they have more questions, and this is the learning cycle. When you have questions, 99% of the time, other people will have the same question. So you write your question, and I basically answer 99.99% of the questions all the time, right? In this course, right? And as a result, I found some repetitive questions, which is not wrong. That's fine. Repetition is good, right? But then I had an idea to create a new section to actually answer those questions in a video form, in a lecture form, and you guys loved it. So we did 3 so far. I did one for the month of October, a monthly kind of a lecture, month of October 2021, November, and December 2021, where I pick the most, interesting questions, and I answer them in length in a lecture form. And you guys loved them, and I noticed that you're now asking questions on the Q&A section, which is amazing. Obviously, I'm gonna continue doing that as well. And and the last thing I did is I found that some of you, and I also noticed it myself, that the quality of the audio in some of my older lectures was not on par of the newest ones, like the ACID, specifically the ACID ones. And so I updated those lectures, right? The ACID, all the ACID, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. I have recorded them around maybe 2 years ago, so I updated them. So better audio quality and dark theme, because most of you guys are night owls that actually try to learn at night. So you need something that is like easy on the eye. So I tried updating everything into new PowerPoints, all that jazz. The latest and greatest, and I it's a completely new recording, so it's not script. I never do a script, right, to anything, right? So it's a new recording, so you have a brand new content. It's a brand new content, right? And as myself, I learn new thing. I added this new content to this ACID section, right? And the atomicity, consistency, and isolation, and anything that I refresh, the course that I refresh, the lectures that I refresh, you get new content with it, which is amazing, obviously. And now you might say, Hussein, but you might have said something in the past that I really need. No problem. I kept an archive section with all the old lectures, so you don't lose anything. Yes, you still have the old archived lecture. You can go back to those, because maybe I said something in that is not in the new lecture. I doubt it, but some people might want to prefer to watch the old lectures for some reason or another. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to make a video to kind of celebrate you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for taking this course. This course has really become really popular. I didn't really expect it. But I'm really glad that you're loving this course. Keep up the great questions, and all the best in your endeavors and your careers, obviously. And happy holidays if you celebrate the holidays. We're going to enter 2022 soon. That will be essentially the second anniversary of this course. I think I built this course in early 2020, if I'm not mistaken. And man, it is completely different than when I started it. So I appreciate you all, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Enjoy the course.